Nobody prepared you for this part. Nobody sits you down and tell you this clearly. Healing will make you feel lonely. Not just a little lonely. I'm talking about a deep kind of loneliness. The kind that catches you off guard. The kind that makes you sit there and think, why do I feel like this? Why does everything feel so distant? When you first start healing, you expect peace, you expect clarity, you expect things to feel lighter. But what nobody tells you is before it feels lighter, it can feel very empty. As you grow, things begin to change. Not dramatically at first, subtly, quietly. Conversations don't feel the same anymore. Certain jokes don't sit right with you. Things you used to laugh at, you now question, the way people talk, start to feel different. The way people think starts to feel misaligned. And without even trying, you start to pull back. Not because you think you're better, and not because you don't care, but because something in you has shifted. And suddenly you feel alone. You can be around people and still feel alone. You can be in conversations and still disconnected. You can be surrounded and still feel like I don't belong here the way I used to. That feeling, it can be confusing because part of you is growing, but another part of you is grieving. Healing separates before it connects. And that's hard to accept because we don't like separation. We don't like distance. We don't like change in relationships. But not everyone can go where you're going. Not because they're bad, not because you're better, but because you're on a different path. You're not losing people, you're outgrowing environments. You're shifting in identity. You're becoming more discerning. You're becoming more aware. You're becoming more aligned, right? And let's be honest, that doesn't feel good because you still love people. You still care. You still remember the good moments. You still see their heart. But you can feel that something isn't the same way anymore. And that creates tension inside of you because you're asking yourself, do I stay? Do I pull back? Am I changing too much? Am I the problem? And sometimes you even question your growth. But listen carefully. You're not wrong for growing. You're not wrong for noticing things you didn't notice before. You're not wrong for wanting healthier connections. You're not wrong for needing space. You're changing. And healing isn't just growth, it's also grief. I can tell you that. Grief for how things used to be, how relationships used to feel, how you used to be in those spaces, the visions of you that tolerated everything. You're not just gaining clarity, you're also letting go. I remember when I started and I had to let some people go. It wasn't easy, but I had to do it. And I'm telling you, letting go feels lonely because you're stepping out of familiarity before new connections are formed. And that space in between, that's where the loneliness lives. You're not isolated, you are in transition. Transition looks like old connections fading, new connections not fully formed yet, feeling like you don't fully belong anywhere. And that can feel uncomfortable, it can feel unstable, even scary at times. So, what do you do in this space? Number one, I would tell you, don't step back. Do not step back into old environments just because they feel familiar. Familiar doesn't always mean healthy. Familiar doesn't always mean aligned. Sometimes familiar is what kept you stuck. Allow yourself to sit in this space. It's not going to be forever, but long enough to grow through it. Because if you rush out of it, you'll miss what it's trying to teach you. Let God rebuild your circle for you, not based on comfort, not based on alignment. Let Him bring aligned people, safe people, emotionally healthy people, people who understand your growth, people who don't require you to shrink. Those people do exist. When this starts to happen, don't take it personal. Stay in every season of your life. Some people were for a season, some people were for a lesson, some people were for a version of yourself that you're no longer in, right? And that's okay. Even when people feel distant, God is not distant. Even when relationships shift, God remains consistent. Even when you feel alone, you are not alone. So if you're feeling this right now, that quiet distance, that emotional shift, that loneliness you didn't expect, this is not punishment. This is transition. You are not being left behind, you are being led forward. And you won't stay in this space forever. And if you're in this part of your journey, I wrote something to walk with you through it. It's my 30-day devotional. It's titled The Unseen Battle: Breaking Free from the Secrets That Bind. It's a 30-day devotional for women who have gone through childhood trauma and abuse. These are some of the steps that I took in my healing journey. It's on Amazon. I'm going to add the link to my book below.